Good morning, and I welcome you to today's class. The topic of the day is talent management, one of the most contemporary topics. Organizations, whether it's MNCs or Indian big managements, they spend a lot of time and energy to dive deep into this talent management. We are in an era of opportunities disguised in the form of challenges. Today, as a country, we have abundant talent to face any kind of requirement, not only at the domestic level, but at the global level. Talent is such a key factor today that companies invest a lot of time, energy, their essence into that, because that is the driving force of any business processes today. Let me take you through the topics today. This topic will throw light on the talent management of young graduates from the perspective of both the individual as well as the organizations. In the new age business era, talent is in abundance, but unlocking the potential, leveraging, and retention of talent are the key challenges. Let it be a fresh graduate from an institution or a professional with experience. It is always a challenge, and a sweet challenge, I would say, for organizations to dive deep into that, take a close look at it to make sure the businesses flow as usual. As we know, retention of an employee, of a talent, is much better task strategy rather than hiring a new one, because the hiring is going to cost 4x of better than retaining one. How do an organization view this talent management? We are in a fast changing business ecosystem which calls for rapid adaptive approach by organizations. Flow to work, for example, is an operating model which maps scarce skills to high priority work, improve people development, increase business responsiveness. While the approach is not new, the pandemic has demonstrated its value. Responsiveness to business requirement is one thing which all the organizations are spending a lot of time on this. Post the pandemic, we have seen how organizations have to re-engineer, reset their goals, re-engineer the process, and how the talent pool has adapted to the requirements of the day. Let it be factors like job description to person organization to recruitment to hiring and onboarding. The entire gamut of onboarding process, which is also part of talent management, is effective in any organization's success. Flow to work is an important concept where you have the talent pool ready and then they dive deep into the processes without wasting any time. New age opportunities. As I had told you earlier, this is an era of new age opportunities for organizations. You have a lot of tech adapted business processes like cab pooling, food delivery apps, and every business process today, technology plays a vital role. On-demand skills are scarce, made challenging by digitization and automation. Responding rapidly to changing and uncertain conditions is essential, and flexibility reigns supreme. It is been proven that companies which adapt rapidly to changes are stay top and others are left behind. The key factors in this are young and energetic talents. This is a country where young talents are in abundance, and it's a fast-growing young economy, I would say. Reskilling is another factor. Who have talents, but then they have to constantly reskill themselves to stay afloat. And that is the requirement of the business processes too. Process re-engineering. How often process re-engineering happens in a company defines the very survival and success of the company. Because every pie saved is a profit margin increase for the organization. Unexplored avenues is a great space for companies to venture into. That is how we got into new age businesses. And technology, as we all know, plays a very great role in as a business growth engine. You'll be surprised to know food chain outlets in any of the cities, they use AI technology to make sure the quality of the food delivered across the outlets are unique and meets the standards of the company. So this is the key area which any company will focus on through AI, through machine learning, and right talent deployment. Let us look at the trends in talent management. Quiet hire is nothing but making use of the available internal talent mobility. Companies attached very good importance to this because the internal talent is always an experienced hand who can spread across various functions, diverse verticals, rather than hiring a new one. Hybrid flexibility, most of the companies have adapted to this post the pandemic. This is a key challenge for various support services in terms of your infra requirement, in terms of your digital requirement, in terms of your tech requirement. The tech infra plays a major role in hybrid flexibility. In fact, many of the technology companies are still continuing with hybrid model because it helps both the employees and the employer to work on various deliverables at a much lesser cost. Pursuit of non-traditional candidates. This is one area which companies focus rather than going for the same domain experience. They prefer employees with different domain skills to move in and play a role in the required space. Now, this brings in additional talents into the pursuit of the company. DEI is the most happening thing, which is nothing but diversity, equity, and inclusion. Today, the market is so wide developed, accompanying various factors, cross-cultural, cross-state, employees. Companies today are open very much for this. And it's an equal opportunity thing too, which for companies strive a lot because talent plays a key role, unmindful of the region, the geography, the gender, and so on and so forth. Prioritize social skills. Social skills plays a very important role in any organization success because an employee's productivity increases through social skills. Companies encourage, motivate employees. Many of the companies have a platform for social expressions of the employees, thereby giving them adequate importance. Now, how that's going to benefit the organization? The feel-good factor of the employees definitely plays a vital role, and that helps the organization retain talents as well as increase its productivity. Well, there are challenges for organizations. Digital skills gap. Digital skill is something which rapidly grows at an everyday pace. It is the responsibility of the organization to make sure that employees are right on top of it because that is a key factor in today's business processes. Whether Flipkart has to redefine the delivery process or Amazon has to play with the supply chain model, digital skill is something which plays a very vital role. Remote work. Probably we are slowly moving out of the conventional system where remote work plays a role, unmindful of whether you are in the place where the office is situated. Today you are free to work from your home. Today you work from across the countries, across the borders. That's absolutely fine as long as you have the digital infra in place. Diverse workforce. This is something which has been widely appreciated, which is the order of the day, I would say. Diverse workforce is something which caters to the requirement of the organization. Let it be any vertical, FMCG to IT to technology companies. How does that work really? So diverse workforce is something where you bring along, integrate the cross-cultural, cross-functional experience into the organization. Employee experience. Today, retaining the talent is a very big challenge for every single organization. Gone are days where somebody join and retire there or work for 10 years or so. Today, retention of a talent for more than 2 years itself is a big challenge. So companies need to reinvent their strategies to retain talents. It is not just about the money, but there are other factors which plays a vital role. Employee experience is always a preferred one, especially in the domain when it comes to technology or the supply chain solutions. Agile talent, that's very much a big challenge for the organizations. Today's young workforce look beyond the money. What else are they look for? What else do they look for? Opportunities to express themselves, space for experimenting, contribution to the organization, recognition of such contributions, and quite a lot of factors which also includes a better package. Let's move to the next slide. How companies will cope up with these challenges? Of course, they have to come up with better strategies to retain talents, because talent acquisition and retention is always a sweet challenge for any organization. They have huge business opportunities, they have huge client base, but you need your talent to run through the business. Let's look at the strategies which companies normally would adopt to retain acquisition and retention of talents. Ways to attract and retain young employees, because these days employees right from the college campus, they look forward to great opportunities, they are willing to stretch themselves, they are willing to contribute more, but then they look forward to something from the organization they would be joining. We have seen cases where young graduates take offer letters but then think otherwise. This itself is a key challenge for any organization in terms of acquisition, because there is another opportunity waiting for the young graduate. So he has a choice, he has the option to choose between these two offers, and then he takes a call. In the end, one of these companies definitely lose the time and energy which they have spent in recruiting this young talent. So let us look forward to how the companies can attract talents and retain talents. One is professional growth, the space they give for the young talents, the space they give for experienced employees, the space that should definitely give them a lot of feel-worthiness. They should feel that they are able to express themselves. They should feel that they are able to contribute a lot through their productivity. Number two, it's perks. Perks is not just the salary, not just the monitoring, other benefits including how you recognize them. There are many factors. Every company has their own strategies when it comes to perks, which would include their benefits, medical benefits, how it is taken care of. Personal recognition. This is a very important factor for any company to retain talents. Beyond your work, beyond your salaries, personal recognition space is one thing which companies do attach a lot of importance. The reason is that feel-good factor of the employee, which will help him to contribute more, which will help the organization to sustain on a much rapid pace, plays a vital role. Every manager, every leader is expected to make sure he recognizes the personal contribution, personal factors of the employees. Gone are days where they walk in, do their work, end of the day leave. Today, recognition plays a vital role in any organization. Financial factors, yes, of course. Today, with a lot of abundant opportunities available across functions, across business verticals, retaining talent, the loyal factor itself is a big question mark. Companies need to rework the strategies on the financial factors, because somebody else is willing to offer 20% more or 40% more or 2x more. So this is something which is always going to be a challenge, because they have to balance between retaining the talent as well as their P&L. Companies do a lot of strategies, they do come up with some solutions. Meaningful personal experiences. This is a place which has the employee, the feel-good factor gives him that this is his place where he can express himself, contribute a lot, grow along with the company. Today, grow along the company is a very key factor for any employee, because that is what he looks forward to. He doesn't want to stay in the same place for more than a year or two. So these are the various factors, strategies that companies will definitely focus on. Three key factors: reputation, purpose, and connection. This decides the employee's continuity with the company. This is very much part of the talent retention, and I am sure all the companies will focus on this. Opportunities for young graduates. It's phenomenally good, especially in a country like ours, where we have a lot of young talents, a very dynamic ecosystem. It is not just the opportunities for business, you have the support system in terms of T-Hub, you have investment opportunities, you have venture capitalists, you have angel investors. So money is not an issue for a young guy to, in case he wants to get into an entrepreneurship. Innovation is something which is happening every day. An invention of last week is being challenged, being advanced, being bettered the very next week. So there's a lot of space, lot of scope for young graduates in case they want to get into entrepreneurship. Technology leverage is one factor, whether it's a startup or a well-established company. They always make use of technology which plays at least anywhere between 20 to 40% of the company's processes, and that drives. It is not that employees lose their jobs because of technology. It is each of these factors, technology and employees, they complement each other to drive the businesses. Express, learn and grow. This is a factor which every young graduate will look into. These are the opportunities for companies to gear themselves up for these kind of young talents. They need space to express themselves, they need opportunities to learn, and they need the path for them to grow. Space for ideas. That's a kind of inspiration which any company would look forward to. Companies like Google, Apple, they invite ideas not only from their employees but also from the customers to upgrade their products. So key factors of this would be solution, inspiration, intelligence, creativity, ideas and vision. Now when we talk about creativity, that is a very important personal space for any employee. He should have the space, he should have the work vertical to show his talents, to show his creative innovation. Employees standing in the company, standing in the market definitely plays a role when it comes to creativity. How will be the future of workforce? Because we have seen quite a number of changes over the last few years in terms of employee engagement, employee connect, digital experience, work from home opportunities, especially post the pandemic. Let us look forward to the 4 key factors which will define the future of the workplace, say in 2030 plus. The emotional workplace. The emotional aspects of work, culture, well-being, social capital, trust plays a very vital role. These are the factors which decides an employee's continuity in the organization. As we had discussed earlier, retaining a talent is much better strategy than to hire a new one, which is at least 2x more than the retention. How well they are emotionally connected, the company how well takes care of them in terms of their personal requirements within the framework of the company's policies, that plays a vital role. So emotional workplace, tapping of the emotional intelligence definitely plays a vital role in any organization's success. Physical workplace, going for a change, sea of change, especially after 2020. The future of physical offices, evolving roles and purpose, and whether we will even need offices in the future is what is the think tank looking forward to. Because these days you are able to carry out the businesses unmindful of whether it's a technology company or a supply chain company. The office spaces are fast shrinking. You are able to do it with the help of technology, leverage on technology to still continue to do the business or even enhance your business processes much prior to 2020. The technological workplace, how technology will foster new businesses, models, ways to work and employee experience. We talk about new age businesses, all these new age enterprises where technology plays a very vital role. Take for example, it is not just related to the banking, BFSI, it is also related to the supply chains. Today we see companies like ID, which is into food businesses, they deploy technologies for the supply chain solutions. Food chain restaurants, they deploy technology to make sure that the quality is the same format across the restaurant outlets. So this plays a vital role not just in terms of your business transactions but also into your business processes. The purposeful workplace, evolving ideas of leadership, organizational models, values and employee engagement. Today the business CXOs plays a vital role in making sure the company carries on with its work, taking along all the talents they would need for. Leadership is something which has always been high demand. It calls for wider range of consultative, collaborative approach with all the employees. I would say gone are days where the top management to decide what is to be done for the next 2 years and 5 years. Today, it's more of a collaborative approach, more of a down-to-earth approach. In fact, ideas flow from the bottom to the top. There have been many various examples, I would say, which has helped the companies, including Tata Group, where they always have their ears to the ground, to the employees, to better their product, to better their business, to better the processes. Values and employee engagement. Employee engagement is something phenomenal. It is always a sweet challenge for not only for the HR group, but also for the top management. How constantly are you in touch with your reportees? How constantly are you in touch with your reportees beyond your workspace? How constantly are you in touch with, well connected with your employees? That plays a vital role. On the whole, the future is very bright in terms of your opportunities, in terms of the support systems, your financial support, your technology support, your logistics support, your regulations. There have been cases where the regulations have been fine-tuned that you can today register a company in less than 24 hours time. It is as simple as that. The key factor for all these businesses to run much better, to give much productivity lies in the talent management. Whether it's a fresh graduate from an institution or an experienced employee, talent plays a vital role, and that is a defining factor for any kind of organization in any vertical, let it be FMCG, whether BFSI, whether logistics, food, restaurant businesses, and let it be any other vertical too in terms of the functionality of the business, sales and marketing, operations, supply chain, your receivables and payments. So the future is extremely bright. We have been seeing over the last 5 to 10 years how businesses take new shape every day, how businesses evolve every day. Business re-engineering is such a key factor that redefines the business processes and thereby increasing their profit. It's great to discuss all these topics, and I'm very happy that you have been listening to this. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.